Okay, welcome everybody to another Grixis Shadow League. Going to be playing this list through again today. This is 74 of the 75 that I played in the last video that I did with this. It's Lorenzo Bellettini's list, but with the Flooded Strand changed out for a Scalding Tarn. They did, I think, post on Twitter after the event that this should have been the case going into the tournament, but just couldn't find one in time. Had a blast playing this last time. You can go and see it on the channel if you go back a couple of videos, I think. But yeah, the plan remains the same: trying to get a Death Shadow into play and protecting it with things like Force Negation, Counterspell, Spell Snare. Did realise that 12 of the cards we're playing, as in 3 play sets, are actually powerful enough to have been banned in Legacy. Probably not a huge realization, but Ragavan, Expressive Iteration, and Psychic Frog all banned in Legacy, so just showing some of the raw power we have in the deck. Obviously, it is a slightly different format, but yeah, let's give this one a go. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope everyone's doing very well wherever you're watching from today. Been enjoying a lot of Modern recently. No big tournaments as such coming up, but we are going into Modern RCQ season. Thanks to everyone as well that's subscribed. If you haven't already, please do consider doing so. And anyone looking to get into Magic Online, I'm lucky enough to be a Manatraders Content Creator part of their program. So they've been kind enough to provide me with an affiliate link and code, so you can find that in the description of the video below. I've used them for years and years, and it's been really good, just letting me play whatever I want. And yeah, I prefer doing that to trying to own the cards for all the decks. If you want any help getting into Magic Online, do let me know as well. It can be a bit daunting the first time, so yeah, let me know in the comments if you just have any questions about that. But yeah, we're going to go into game 1. We see an interesting hand that's got a frog. The counterspell, the lands and the counterspell are a bit weird. This hand's very good if we're against a creature deck, not very good if we're not. I think I'm going to keep it in the blind. Hopefully be able to find a target for these removal spells. Well, Forest. Okay, so unfortunately it looks like we're against Eldrazi. I might finding another blue land. Okay, Shadow's interesting. We'll lead off on Delta and pass. I don't know whether I'm meant to surveil here. They could have another sprawl. Okay, they do have another sprawl. So doing some ramping, I think. Chalice on 1. Okay, well that's very good against us. Can't do anything there, so that cuts off our Fatal Push and our Shadow. We have very few answers to that, if any. A Molten Collapse can deal with Chalice. So now we might as well surveil. Dress down. I'm going to graveyard that one. So this might not be Eldrazi. Thoughtseize, another one we can't cast, unfortunately. So I'll just go Swamp, Psychic Frog, and then I'm probably just going to dump our entire hand into this frog and try and race. Okay, Chrysalis is good. So this has reach, but we can dismember that, fortunately. So is Eldrazi just playing Chalice? Well, that's a good draw. So now what are we meant to do? A fetch land would be nice, because we could have gone so I could go dismember here, dismember here, fly the frog. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. So let's go dismember. Remembering that they can sacrifice these to give this +1/+1, but fortunately Dismember is good enough to get through. I'm just going to fly this, I think, because I really want to draw. If there's flying. Now that we've drawn the Molten Collapse, I think I'm just going to discard push. I kind of want to keep the other ones for next turn so we can go collapse into Thoughtseize. Spell Snare. Okay, we don't draw a land. So now I think I'm just going to go shock this in. Just get rid of the chalice. So next turn we can go Thoughtseize. Yeah. I guess we could have destroyed a Utopia Sprawl instead. Maybe I was meant to wait to try and stop them ramping. Yeah, Molten Collapse doing some good work there. Next turn we really want to find a land. They sacrificed a load of spawn there. Kozilek's come. Oh, they had to do that. Okay, so that's, I mean, not great, but okay. But you can now Thoughtseize. Hopefully they just play out some ramp type bits. Please don't chalice me again. Okay, so I probably should have waited. We do have another collapse potentially, but all of our spells now cost 1 mana. We can't cast this counter spell. Pass the turn. Yeah, main deck chalice on one. What do we should in Grixis, so we usually have some answers, but I don't know if we do here. On Untimely Malfunction, you destroy an artifact, so we'll probably bring that in. And obviously we have the 4 Consigned to Memories and the Break the Ices, although we haven't actually seen any Eldrazi lands, but I can't believe there isn't any. Okay, what are they getting rid of? They're getting rid of that. I think we can just, okay, so they do play the Temple. Find a Watery Grave, but can't really do much with that. Do we Thoughtseize? Can't actually cast it. I think I'm just going to concede and go to game 2 now that we can be more sure of what they're on. Those chalices in the main were really brutal. So I'll bring in that, all of these, and the Break the Ice, and then we'll cut. We don't want the pushes. Spell Snare is not actually very good. Dress Down, like, it combos obviously with Shadow, but I think we'll cut those. What about Dismember? I think we cut Dismembers. I'm tempted to bring in Nile Spellbomb, which just missed a Break the Ice there. Spell Snare is fine, but I think a one-off Spellbomb is fine as well. Yeah, let's try that. Got 3 copies of Break the Ice in the 75. Is a Break the Ice. We have a Force of Iteration as well. No threat on 1 is a problem, but we do have a Murktide. So we can go turn 2. It depends what they play. But we can go turn 2, Break the Ice, turn 3, Iteration. I think that's okay. That we can force a Chalice potentially. They're mulliganing. So the play pattern we want to happen here is for them to just go like Ugin's Labyrinth. If they go Ugin's Labyrinth into Talisman, I might even force the Talisman. The question is, do we shock to try and get this Shadow out? I think we do. So go Watery Grave, yes, pass. We'll see what they do here. I will probably force a Utopia Sprawl. Tempo is what we wanted. Okay, Ragavan, so we could play that, but I think what I'm going to do instead is just go land, kill their land. Break the ice, we're at 16. Misty Rainforest. I probably, yeah, I think I'm forcing a Utopia Sprawl here. Get rid of Murktide. I just leave them with a basic forest. Okay, we find a land, so the trouble is with this, if we don't find a land, I'm gonna go for the iteration. Okay, so they're good ones. So we'll put Consign in hand, Counterspell on the bottom, exile the Thoughtseize. Shock in the Watery Grave, Thoughtseize you. Blood Moon. Okay. So I think I take the Blood Moon weirdly. We have this Consign. Could take the Emrakul. I can't actually deal with the Blood Moon. Well, I mean, we do have Ragavan. I'm going to take the Blood Moon. Given that we've got this consigned to memory, Blood Moon's the thing we can't deal with. I guess if we take Emrakul, they're less likely to be able to make mana with Ugin's Lab. Okay, they do find... Okay, we find Counterspell. So I guess now we just go... So they could go sowing Mycospawn next turn. We want to be able to consign both pieces. Or do we just go Ragavan's Shadow? I think I'm just going to play the Ragavan. And then, yeah, we'll just consign both pieces of the Mycospawn. Interesting to see Blood Moon. Maybe I wasn't meant to take the Blood Moon and just take Emrakul. They do put one on top. So I imagine they go... Okay, they find Temple. So we know their hand. So I'm just going to counter both pieces of this. Okay, and we'll counter the Mycospawn as well. Now we get to hit him with Ragavan. And we'll play the Shadow as well. We find Talisman. So if we go Talisman, play Shadow, we know what they've got in hand. This can grow the Talisman is the thing. So if we go play Talisman, play Talisman, play Shadow, that means we can't hold up Counterspell, but I think I do want to do that. Just to increase the clock from our Shadow. Just got to fade for a turn. Maybe I wasn't meant to do that. In case they go Karn or something. Okay, they put the Emrakul underneath. So yeah, we'll take a damage. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we don't mind drawing forces. So we're attacking for 4. If I take a damage from the Talisman... No. Given that we're going to be making mana from this, I think I will take a damage. We find a Herigast. Can we emerge that? Costs? No, we're nowhere near, right? Okay. So just pass. Hold up, counterspell force. I'm going to use force on that, I think, because it's the one that's most contingent on, you know, it has the biggest stipulation. Yes, we can cast it for free, but we can cast both our counterspells anyway. Okay, another one of those. So we don't need to use the talisman here. That's an extra few points of life. So that's 8, 9, put them to 2. Don't 2. We haven't got any. I think I'm just going to keep the talisman. That's 8. Does it matter putting them to 3 versus 2? It would stop them. No, it doesn't really. I'm just going to go with it now in case we hit something we might want to cast. Bog. Don't care about that. Okay, well, we're holding up double counterspell. I don't think they can Emrakul us, but if they Emrakul us, we just go counterspell. I guess we don't want to go too low as well. Should have thought about that. But if they say rip an Emrakul that they can cast, and we don't want to be at a life total where we can just die to them tapping the talisman and fetch shocking. Okay, so they are on Emrakul. Does Spell Snare to keep the Cling to Dust in? Does Spell Snare get better on the draw? They're on the Herigast plan as well. Spell Snare hits Rumble. It does hit Chalice on 1. Hits Rumble, it hits Talismans, it hits Chalice on 1. I don't think that's worth it, but I could be wrong. I think we'll just go with that. Emrakul is protection from instants, so we can Molten Collapse it potentially, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. This hand is very, very good. Kind of wish we had some sort of counter magic, but well, there's a force negation, so that's very nice. So I'm going to go and get. It has to be Blood Crypt here. We haven't got a counterspell in hand, but if we want to break the ice. So they have. Okay, Shifting Woodland. They could go Blood Moon, we'll just force it. I'm gonna force that. We do have Ragavan, but I'm gonna force that. Are we pitching Frog or Iteration? I think Iteration here. I want to be able to go Frog. Yeah, I think Frog is better. I wonder if I meant to fetch a basic. Well, we'll attack with Ragavan first. Temple. So Break the Ice doesn't have a target. Shadow can't be cast. So we could we could go and get Swamp here, but then we can't cast our Frog. We're making tokens with Ragavan. I think we'll just go and get a Watery Grave. Cast a Frog. And then we're not doing bad. Like we did have to use our Force. We could have let Force resolve. Sorry, we could have let Blood Moon resolve. Well, there's a Chalice on one. But we've got some stuff down past that. Dismember. So we can discard 3 cards. It's not great. Okay. Yeah, so we do need to find something now, but we have at least got a Ragavan hitting in. That's a good draw. So we can't cast that one. So can we go Break the Ice and Murktide here? Break the Ice here. Yes, so let's go Break the Ice here. Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 7 power in play. Opponent's going up to 3 cards. They only have 3 mana. Okay, well, yeah, like classic sort of shadow plan. There's some disruption and some decent threats. Opponent kept some sketchy hands, but I guess they were all in on this Chalice. An interesting build. Blood Moon is interesting. I don't hate it. I guess it's good in the mirror. But yeah, good to get the win over Eldrazi. Let's play round 2. Right, a lot of options with this hand. It's really good. Going to keep it. No counter magic, but it's got Thoughtseize, threats. What we do on turn 1 is really going to depend on what we see on the other side of the table. Against Polluted Delta. Okay, we have a backup Ragavan. What we really don't want though is for the opponent to go like Fatal Push. We can kill a Frog. We can double spell next turn if I Thoughtseize. I suppose could go Steambent's Ragavan next turn. I mean, that's the highest upside play, and I definitely would be on the play. On the draw, we can kill a Frog, but it makes our next turn quite... If they go push into Frog, that's assuming that's what this is. Difficult. Don't know, let me know what you do here. It's an interesting point. I think I'm going to lead on Ragavan. Like, it's the highest upside. Now that we've drawn the second one, especially, I guess this is really bad into Orcish Bowmasters. See if we do get pushed. It's not necessarily. I'm just, thinking this is most likely to be some sort of blue-black style deck, but they go and get Meticulous Archive. So it could be Control, could be like a Esper Ketramos style thing. Don't know. Let's see. Okay. Well, Esper colors. Please don't Bowmaster me. Okay, Tainted Indulgence. Okay, so it's Goryo's. So put an Ulamog into the bin. So we are going to get to hit him with Ragavan. Okay, Solitude, Pit, Solitude. So we're not going to get to hit him with the Ragavan. So they go down a lot of cards. So we just need to. Do I go and get a? No, I'm not getting basic. So I'm just going to go. Well, Thoughtseize first, and then see if we need to preordain, try and hit a force, but we'll take the Goryos, easy take there, and then they haven't actually got another answer to this Ragavan. They have, so we leave them with Thoughtseize, land, Force of Negation. Hopefully they don't top deck another Goryos. See what they take here. I would imagine it might even be preordain. Okay, they take the Murktide. Okay, they find a land, so we have free reign to do whatever we want this turn. They put an Otherworldly Gaze. I guess it's a bit weird with with Ragavan on the field. Dress Down's a really nice draw, actually. It just stops the Goryo shenanigans. Well, exiling an Atraxa obviously wouldn't have minded them drawing that one. Right. Okay. So I think I'm going to fetch Shock again, and then cast this Preordain. Let's go bottom, top, and then, yep, feeling pretty good here. Much fun. So we just don't want to tap out of force. The opponent does have a force as well, so we are kind of looking for a blue card, I guess. Okay, so they just fetch a land. Okay, so nothing from us. Draw a Bloodstained Mire. It's not bad because we can hold up both of these now. What have we got? Oh, they could Otherworldly Gaze. I could force, but they're going to obviously put something on top that they don't want us to hit, but that's fine. What's the wording on Gaze? Surveil 3, okay. So they put a load on the top. Exile Flooded Strand, which is fine. Land, go. So now we're holding up force and dress down. You need to be aware of the force in the opponent's hand. I'll probably use this land to surveil. If they go for a Thoughtseize, I'll force. I'm just going to force that. Is it dress down time? So we could go dress down. Gains haste. I assume this is a trigger, so they would have to still exile it. Which one do we use here? Definitely want to. Obviously, we're definitely stopping this. I suppose they could Leyline Binding our dress down. I think I'm just going to force. Maybe I should have dressed down to dig for a card. We could go dress down. Yeah. Okay. Spell bombs. What else? Definitely spell bombs. Obviously, we don't like they're going to be bringing in Fatal Push. Sorry, Psychic Frog probably. So we definitely want spell snares, Preordain's fine. Push is okay. Molten Collapse, I think, by the time we I suppose it isn't another out to Frog isn't bad. Dismember, maybe Dismember's just better into Frog. Yeah, I think we'll cut the Collapse. Sorcery Speed probably just kills that. Don't think we want Consign. 60. We didn't show them Death Shadow that time. I think that's fine. Let's just go with that. Don't want this one. Okay, let's try that out. We didn't see. We saw Tainted Indulgence. We didn't see any of the creatures. This is fine. It's got one of the better threats in. We did see Thoughtseize from the opponent. Looks like we're getting Thoughtseize here. See what they take. The presence of Solitude means they're on Ephemerate rather than Consign. Okay, Force not a bad draw. Solitude is a weird one with Shadow, so you have to play very carefully around Solitude, because if you have two Shadows out and obviously they Solitude one of them, you gain life, you go to 13, and then you're in both your Shadows go. Okay, they do hit a Frog. They're going to take the Ephemerate though, so I'm just going to kill the Archaeologist right now. So they are running Frog, but I think it's worth killing the Archaeologist. Gonna grab a Watery Grave. They've got 5 cards in hand. They don't hit. Yeah, they don't hit any big creatures, but yeah, they have brought in Frog. It's going to be weird trying to play this iteration. Might wait for a while. But if we miss our land drop, we might have to just go for it. We know one of the cards in their hand is Ephemerate. But yeah, just getting rid of that. They haven't actually got white mana. Their mana is a little bit awkward. That's a good draw. I think I'm just going to play that one, given that we have the Force. So we'll go and grab Steam Vents. Opponent could Solitude this. If they go for Solitude Ephemerate, how bad is that for us? We could force the Ephemerate to Fairy. Well, we might as well force that one. I'm going to get rid of the iteration, I think. I think I now just want to hold up Counterspell. Yeah, I think we're just incentivized now to just try and ride this Frog to victory. I wonder if I'm meant to pitch. I think I'm going to discard Shadow. It's a bit weird. Do I discard this push as well? Because they do have Ephemerate, so pushing a Frog is not easy. Yeah, I'm going to discard the push. I think sometimes people are afraid, maybe too afraid to discard the Frog. Okay, draw another shadow. I just want to speed up the clock. So yeah, we could have gone force, pitch, counter spell. Teferi is a an interesting one. So now we're at a point, though, they put one on top. So we're at a point where we can't really play out this shadow. Okay, opponent concedes. Yeah, we weren't playing out the shadow. Even if we draw a fetch land, we're just trying to ride the frog to victory, because if they go Solitude the Frog and it kills our shadow as well, we're just in a world of trouble. But yeah, happy with the win over Goryo's. Let's move on to round 3. Right, we see an interesting hand, but I'm going to mulligan this one. We are on the draw, so but you know, spell snare can be good. But we haven't got any threats, so I'm going to mulligan this one, I think. This one, is not great either. We're on the draw. If we surveil into a land and play frog on 2, it's fine. I'm going to risk it, I think. We'll go keep this bottom one of the iterations. Maybe it should be one of the counter spells. I probably should have bottomed the shadow, actually. But let's just find another land like a pro. Okay, push. Commercial districts, it could be Eldrazi again. It is Eldrazi. Matter Reshaper. Okay, well, I'm not going to push that right now. I'm just going to try and surveil into our next land. Yep. I mean, any land there. Can't be fussy that it can't cast counterspell. And kind of just got to hope this frog lives, honestly. We're happy for them to attack him with the Reshaper. You don't see Reshaper too often in the Eldrazi deck, so it's probably more of a aggressive Eldrazi deck. Definitely not the stock list. No attacks. Okay. Molten Collapse. I think I'm going to go Iteration. Look for another land. Oh, that's rough. So I guess we go hand, bottom, exile. I'm gonna discard shadow. So discard push. Give this flying. We don't really want to kill this Reshaper. Would love to find a land. No land. That's unfortunate. Okay. Maybe I was meant to just thought seize there. I feel like trying to hit a land is good. Okay, opponent does crash in. Wouldn't be surprised to see them exile the frog. Ooh, are they casting Heragast? Ooh, that's rough. Okay. We can kill Heragast. Where did the Devourer go? Oh, Devourer with Matter Reshaper. Okay, they don't use Heragast. This does have flying. We can kill that at least. Okay, well, what is this? 6/6. So we could just make the frog bigger than it, and then double Thoughtseize them. So we'd have to discard 4 cards. I think that's fine. Given our current predicament. I think I'd rather just... Okay, they're not blocking. We do draw a swamp, so that's good. At least we draw a land. So let's go land. Thoughtseize you. Notably, their creep... Okay, so they don't have anything now. I wonder if we're just meant to play Shadow. I think 15... So they haven't got anything in hand. I think I am meant to kill this. It just makes it easier for them to, like if they rip, because this gives other creature cards emerge. So if they find Emrakul, they can just cast it, or another big creature, they can just cast it. Yeah, Utopia Sprawl is fine. Now we're looking good. Another Shadow. Okay, so let's dump a Shadow. Dump a Thoughtseize, I think. Really want to find a blue land. There we go. Okay, so now we can just go. Yep. Shadow. Shadow, hold up, counterspell. Okay, we can't do anything about the trigger, but we can counter that. Dress down is actually pretty good. So if they don't block, could give the frog flying, which I think we do that anyway. Okay, they do double block, that's fine. Don't think we could have done that any differently. Draw a card. Iteration. I'm just going to hold. No reason to expose more than we need to. Okay, so Eldrazi, similar to before. So they are playing the Writhing Chrysalis and the Matter Reshaper, but you don't really want to be pushing a Matter Reshaper. We'll bring in all the Break the Ices. Untimely Malfunction is interesting because is Heragast an artifact, Eldrazi, or have I made that up? Let me just have a look. Heragast. No, I thought it was an artifact, but it's not. Definitely want the consigns. Cunning Sus is okay. Spell Snare, get rid of that. I think I got rid of some dress downs before as well, so that's 60. Dismember as well for a couple of spell bombs. What do we think of that? I think that's probably good. Yeah, let's try that. Right, basic swamp. Do have 2 Thoughtseizes if we draw a land, but we're going to mulligan this one. Doesn't really function. This is good. What are we bottoming? I think it's Iteration, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's meant to be Spell Bomb. I think Bell Bomb. It's a bit weird what we're meant to lead on here. It depends what we draw. Because if we go turn 1 Ragavan, you have to play it with either Steam Vents or Blood Crypt. Blood Crypt enables consign to Blood Crypt enables Break the Ice. Another Ragavan. But then if we don't find a land, we're going to want to preordain. Oh, it's close. I think it has to be Steam Vents. Because if we don't find our next land, we really need to. Okay, Talisman. Hopefully, they don't have Dismember as well. Hopefully, we find a land. Okay. Well, hopefully, they don't have Dismember. They do. Okay. So now I'm going to go preordain, look for our second land. So we'll go bottom, top, shock this in, cast another Ragavan. Opponent does only have 2 cards in hand. Something like a Chrysalis would be a nightmare here. Maybe we went to, no, I was going to say cut Ragavan, but that's just not correct. Okay, Mycospawn is good. I think this Break the Ice is going to be too slow now. Especially since we can't get through the Mycospawn. Maybe I meant to keep some sort of removal in. Find a land, so we could go Break the Ice. I think I want to go Iteration though. We could go Break the Ice, hold up, consign. Which I don't actually mind. I think that's probably better. Don't know, maybe we were meant to go Iteration, hold up, consign. Or look for a land to hold up, consign. Another one of those is fine. Don't want to use a consign on that. They can't really attack. Psychic Frog. Trouble is I can't hold up consign with that either. Let's go Iteration. I think I need to find another land. Okay, and we find a lot of lands, which is fine. So we'll go hand. No, undo that. We'll go. We want to put a land on the. Actually, whichever way we're going to have to fetch. So I think we'll just go hand, bottom, exile, play the land. I think I'm going to wait still before deploying this frog, because I'm pretty afraid of them just doing something crazy. Hopefully they go Heragast, sacrifice this. So yeah, I'm gonna cash in my consign now, because otherwise we're just never getting through this Chrysalis. So let's go Watery Grave, cast with Replicate. So target the Chrysalis first. So this is targeting that, so we want to target the ability. I have 2 cards in hand. We find a shadow. That is interesting. I think we're going to go Iteration first. Okay, so go. Oh, that's actually good because we can molten collapse this. So go hand, bottom, exile, land, kill this. Okay, get in with Ragavan, hold up counter spell. Can't use Utopia Sprawl. I could just dump out Psychic Frog. I think again I'm waiting. Because for them to get back into it, you know, they just cast a big Eldrazi here. They have 6 mana. They could kick a Myco Spawn. Alright, well, that's an easy counterspell target. Okay, well, we'll attack with Ragavan first. Pyridane's just looking for more consigned to memories, really. They go to 9. Swept Heath. Yeah, it's Preordain, Spellbomb, and Force. Do we want Force? I think so. So I think I'm going to go top. Play this. Spellbomb them. Pay the black. Draw the Force. Stop some Emrakuling, and then I'm just going to play the Shadow. And then hold the Frog to pitch the Force. We're kind of softer creatures. Hopefully this is just a Kozilek's command. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so they get rid of the Shadow. Okay, so let's just play the Frog. Pass the turn. I wonder if we're meant to block. Talisman's fine. Okay, so they have nothing left. They kind of have to attack. I think I'm just going to block with Ragavan here. Block with Ragavan, because we're going to have to block at some point anyway. Yeah, I think block with Ragavan this turn, so we have a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, iteration's good. So we'll lead with that. We do have answers to this, I think. I guess we might want to draw a card first. Let's draw a card first. Another frog. Let's go iteration. Don't want any of those. Oh, no, undo that. So if we go frog, we can hold up counter spell. Yeah, so go. Don't really want Thoughtseize, so go hand, bottom, exile. Play that. Don't really want another frog. Then we just go play this other frog. Pass the turn. I don't. So next time we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wonder if I meant to block. Yeah. Am I meant to block? It's less. It's more cards, but then we go to 3. Trouble is, if I don't block, I can't really attack. Maybe I'm not meant to block. Draw a card. That would make it a 5/6. Could just pitch everything to this frog next turn. I think I'm just going to actually take the damage this time, because in theory next turn I could pitch everything to this frog and try and kill the Devourer. Well, Break the Ice isn't actually that good here, honestly. They only have the Eldrazi Temple. So let's go. So if I attack with this one and then I pitch 5 cards to this frog. So we can't attack with both. Find a Maya. I think actually what I meant to do is just chump, and then we can potentially pitch our entire hand to frog next turn. Okay, opponent surveils a forest. So what I'm worried about is pitching our hand here. Okay, opponent finds Utopia Sprawl, so actually they're just dead. Surprised they showed us that, because now it's very easy for us. Well, so we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make this huge. Yeah, like the opponents kind of let us do whatever we want here. And we have lethal next turn. If they hadn't shown us the Utopia Sprawl, that's an interesting question. Do we then go for this? I don't think we do. I think we just block. So let's say they still had a card in hand. I think we just chump and then keep attacking. But yeah, that made it obviously a lot easier. So yeah, well, we're 3-0. Let's keep going. Right, we're on the draw here. We've got Preordain. This hand's like fine. Nothing stellar. Play strand, pass. Okay. Probably lead off with the Preordain. I don't really know what we're looking for against Flooded Strand, I guess. Like Thoughtseize. I don't think we want the land. I think we'll bottom both of these for now. Yeah, Frog's good. We like Frog. See what they go and fetch. It's a shadowy backstreet, so this is probably, yeah, black-white. I thought this matchup's going to be potentially difficult. Force negation, not at its best. Although we can force the Overlord. Can't force that one. I wonder if I meant to kill that. As we draw. There's a shadow. So I either go Frog. If they Solitude the Frog, there's not much we can do about that anyway. If they go for... Why would they play that at sorcery speed? Oh, I guess to play around Counterspell. Play the land. I think I'm just gonna. You can force. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You can force the Overlord because it comes in as an enchantment. I think it's forcible on the stack. Let me just double check that one as well. Overlord. Overlord. If you cast a spell, it enters with 5 and isn't a creature. No, so we can't actually do that. So I guess I should probably just... Yeah, I'm just going to kill this one. Let's go. What do we want? Double blue, definitely. So steam vents. Just going to kill it. Yeah, before they can ephemerate, obviously Molten Collapse is a little awkward being sorcery speed. Because yeah, it's a creature on the stack, I think, the Overlords. So I don't think we're able to force. Fetching again. We do have iteration for next turn. Could be Ketramos. Yeah, there's Ketramos. So yeah, we'll pass the turn. We can't do anything about that one currently. Right, am I meant to play Frog, or am I meant to just go for an iteration into Thoughtseize? I think iteration into Thoughtseize. Look for our third land. We do find it. So let's go Dress Down in hand, I think, because then we can well, we can't really do anything against Ketramos anyway. Bottom, exile, play this. Could play the Shadow and then go for the Dress Down kill next turn. Is that better than Thoughtseize? Thoughtseize is good. I think I'm just going to Thoughtseize first. Because if they have a relic, it's a bit of a problem. They have Gurmag, Angler, and Ephemerate. So I think I'm just going to go... Because this will trigger the Ketramos. I'm just going to take the threat, take the Angler, and then I'm just going to force, I think, force the Relic. Because that's essentially 2 mana, draw 3. I think I'm going to pitch Psychic Frog. I think I'd rather just have a... No, I'm going to pitch Murktide. I think I'd rather have the Frog. Because if they Solitude Frog, it won't necessarily kill the Shadow. So there's Relic gone. 3 cards in hand. There's the Marsh Flats. Yeah, Gurmag Angler is definitely an interesting one. They do have Ephemerate. Worth noting that Ketramos isn't a May ability. Okay, so yeah, they have the ability to do stuff there. Another iteration. So they have exactly Ephemerate. I think we're just... Are we just dumping our entire hand and hoping... They'll get to draw a card from this. There's not enough in exile. Can we? Because sometimes you can kill them with Frog. Because this isn't a May ability. I think I'm just dumping our hand. We're definitely playing Shadow. And we're just playing everything. Gurmag Angler is an interesting one. Obviously has Delve, so triggers Ketramos, and it delves 6 cards, so you can get Ketramos to attack. Really don't want Solitude. I guess we could have held up Dress Down in case they draw Solitude. So probably going to attack with Ophelia. I wouldn't be surprised to see them attack Blink Shadow. I could pitch 2 cards. We could go discard Cling, discard Iteration. But if they've drawn Solitude, that's really bad. I think I'm just taking it. Okay, so they miss a land. They do have Solitude. They do pitch Ephemerate though. Hopefully, we just have to hope they haven't drawn another Ephemerate. So yeah, if we'd have discarded to Frog and then they got rid of the Frog, we'd have been in massive trouble. Don't Ephemerate. Oh, that's so rough. Yeah. Maybe I should have held up Dress Down. Yeah. Now we need to desperately find another threat. There are 6 cards in exile, so at least they can't do anything with Ketramo still. Counterspell. I think I have to Iteration. Well, Dismember's a good one. I need the threat though. So maybe we went to go hand, bottom exile, just kill this. If they found another Ephemerate, that's pretty bad. So let's go hand, bottom, exile. Kill that. Maybe we weren't meant to kill that, but next time we can play the Frog potentially. Yeah, that Solitude was obviously brutal. Second attack for 5. Flicker nothing. But yeah, we couldn't have kept up with what they were trying to do there, really. Okay, Tarn. I don't think we run a basic island is the problem. Let me just check. Right, no basic island, so we can fetch Shock. Let's go. I mean, we'll play this. So it's a bit awkward. It depends what they have in hand. If they have another Ephemerate. Oh, I suppose they can flicker this. Fatal Push. Sure. And then they're hitting us for 5. But I can gain 3 life. So let them do this first. And then I'll just exile. What don't... So we cling to something we don't want them getting back. So I guess that's just Gurmag Angler. So we go to 7, we go to 2, we go to 1 from the fetch. We Can't find much here. That removal's no good. Let's go sewers. Graveyard the land. We can gain a load more life. Well, we can gain, I say a load, we can gain 3 more life with Cling to Dust. Fence. Okay. So yeah, that was rough. Maybe I was meant to go... no, with the Solitude draw, there was no way out of that. I don't think. Because if we'd have gone Dress Down to stop them blinking the Solitude... I don't know, if let's say we go Shadow, hold up Dress Down... I don't know. I don't think there was any way out of it. Spell Snare's not actually at its best here. It hits exactly Ophelia. I think that's about it. Push is fine. Dress Down's good. Force I'm going to take out. We want the Deluges and the Dismember. And I think I want Torak. And then I'm tempted to trim on Shadows, honestly, in the face of Solitudes. Collapse is good, although sorcery speed. I want Consigns as well. We didn't actually see Overlord there. Get rid of the Cling. I don't necessarily want that many Thought Seizes. I think we want all the threats. Consign's just good into like you can, so consign against this deck, there's a lot you can do. You can consign the Ophelia or Flicker Wisp triggers, which stops the whatever they flickered coming in permanently. Obviously you can stop the Solitude ETB as well. Fatal Push, so Ophelia, it doesn't kill Ketramos. I actually don't really like Fatal Push against this deck. We saw Ophelia, we saw... Maybe it's better than Collapse. I think given that we brought in this many Dismembers, I think I want Consign more. I think I'm going to... Maybe not all of the Consigns, but I think 3 is fine. Yeah, I think try that. I'm so afraid of Solitude. Torak's really good, obviously. Protection from white. Well... No, we're going to mulligan this one. Like, kicking Torak on 4 is quite slow. This sounds a lot better. So we'll go keep bottom the Blood Crypt because it doesn't cast Counterspell. Wonder if I'm meant to consign a relic on 1. Probably not. So going to play this hand fairly slowly, I think. As in with our life total, so I'm not going to rush to reduce it. This matchup's really bad for regular Murktide as well, I think. I think I want to wait on the Frog. Try and play this a bit more control. Maybe we shouldn't have bottomed the other land. Kind of just want to hit my land drops. Pen puts a card on top. Put the sewers in. I'm gonna graveyard the Shadow. We've got 2 threats. Shadow's probably the weakest threat in this matchup. Another counter spell. Do I just play Frog? No, I don't think so. I think I just want to answer some of what they're doing. Like if we play Frog and they just push it, we're in a world of trouble. Yeah, them just passing here. That's the problem because now we're not going to be able to use our mana this turn. Land would be good. Ragavan. What do we think of Ragavan? I really need lands. Yeah, I wish I hadn't bottomed that, because going land Ragavan here would have been really good. I could fetch, play Frog. I think I just need to hold up. The problem is if they go Philia, I guess I could go Ragavan. If they go Philia, then push. I really don't want to let Ketramos resolve either. I think if they go Philia, we have to let that one resolve. Unfortunately. I think I've tied myself in knots in this one a little bit. Well, this matchup is not good for regular Murktide. I think it's probably worse for Shadow just because Shadow's so weak to Solitude. Okay, can't do anything about that. They are incentivized to go for Ketramos here if they have it. Well, obviously it's counterspell. Okay, well, now we have to just counterspell this. We could just let it resolve, but I suppose if they go Overlord, that's a real problem. If they go land Overlord, maybe I was meant to just let Thoughtseize resolve. Yeah, I was meant to just let that resolve. I think that's probably just game over. Let me flicker this. If we draw, no, because we... Okay, they get Ketramos back. Yeah, the game's just over. I needed to let that resolve. It should have been pretty obvious that's what they were doing. That was a big error. With 2 counterspells in hand. Obviously this is the best start they could have had. Maybe I was meant to counterspell the Philia. Oh, they hit a Solitude as well. So now we just need all sorts of things to go right. Need another land. If we don't hit a land here, I'll probably just concede, yeah. Okay, well, that was just a big misplay, I think. That's quite a big learning point, I think. I was trying to play it quite control-y, but our deck doesn't quite... It doesn't have that many lands in, for one. I should have kept the land in our opener. I think... Yeah, that counterspell was just straight up wrong. I mean, it turned out that that's what they were doing, but I guess they might have gone for something else. If we'd have hit a land, I could have potentially gone counterspell, but I probably would have played a threat. Yeah, I think that matchup is both awful and I played it awfully. But yeah, we'll take our loss there. I don't know what we could do. Like that original hand wouldn't have been any good either because they had the Thoughtseize. So unless we'd drawn something, like what did our hand have? 2 consigns and a Torak. So they just take Torak and we're pretty stumped. But yeah, we'll try and learn from that one and play the 5th and final round. Right, round number 5. Easy mulligan with no lands. I mean, not the greatest. It's fine. I think we have to... Do we go to 5? I think we'll keep it bottom. Just Shadow? Yeah, with no other way to lower our life total, I think I'm just going to bottom the Shadow because we're... Okay, Leyline Access, probably Hammer. I think we're just going to have to fetch a Surveil land. Try and find our land drop. Okay, there's Ornithopter. Okay. So, yeah, I'm still going to get a Surveil land. graveyard that one. Right, let's see a land. Okay, we do find one. How do you equip this? Equip 3. So I think we'll pass and then we'll fetch. Maybe I meant to just kill it now. Nexus. Stoneforge. Sure. We'll see what they get here. Probably hammer. So yeah, I'll fetch a steam vents and push the sentinel without them drawing a card. Only problem with that is if they can they get nettle cyst. Okay. Okay, opponent thinks we have bowmasters. Let's grab steam vents. Fatal push here. And we'll obviously pay the 1. Okay, so we draw. We do draw a land. So I could play a Murktide. Only as a 4/4. I think I want iteration. Look for a push or a Thoughtseize. Do find a push. So let's go hand the frog. Or hand the push. Actually, I'm going to go hand push. Bottom, exile. No, 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 no. Oh. Played the wrong stupid land. I thought I'd done it the other way around, but yeah, that was daft. Because now it essentially just threw away a card. Just clicked the wrong one. But I think I'm just going to hold up push now. Okay, Saga is pretty good. We do have Dress Down in the deck, though. They could equip here. Nettles is also pretty good. Okay, Lava Spur Boots we can destroy. Okay, so what we're going to do... Oh, if I played that land correctly, that would have been so much better. Dress Down's a really nice draw. So let's go fetch. Another grave. Molten Collapse. So you can do both here. So we go kill Stoneforge, kill Boots. They're going to put the Nettle Cyst in. Okay. Make a 5/5. Pass the turn. Hold up push. And then next turn we can dress down. If I had another, I wish I kept that land because we could have potentially iteration last turn or something as well. Another Saga is pretty good. hammer. Sure, they have one card in hand. See if they want to make a token first. We will push there, keep our life total higher. If we can find a land, we could play a Murktide. But now we need to... So I'm just going to play the Ragavan, hold up, dress down. Because dress down works very favourably against opposing constructs. They lose the ability that gives it +1/+1 for each creature, for each artifact they control. So they just die. So opponent goes and fetches here. We have on the sideboard. We're not playing any meltdowns or anything. Could consider Break the Ice. Probably want Consign, want Deluge, want Untimely Malfunction. Thoughtseize has always been a weird one against this kind of deck because they empty their hand so fast, so it's often a bad top deck. But sometimes if you can just poke a hole in their hand with a Thoughtseize. Opponent may go and get Shadow Spear. If they go and get Shadow Spear and move to equip, we have to dress down in response. They don't make a token. I guess they can make one with this. They could go and get Mox Opal. They could go and get another hammer. If they go for Paladin, we have to dress down in response. So they can't equip a load of stuff. This is equip. It's only equip 2. Okay, they get an opal. Three mana paladin. Okay, so we'll go for dress down now. Kills the construct, and they can't actually make another one because they've used opal mana. Oh, I think this is double white, is it? Yeah, so they had to use opal mana, so it's a bit awkward. They can't make another construct now because it'll instantly just die. Dismember is a fantastic draw. Oh, they have another opal, so they can now make a construct. So what am I meant to do? I think it's probably dismember the paladin. They could still equip like Leyline Axe, or well, it would have to be Nettle Cyst. I wonder if the opponent's looking up how Nettle Cyst interacts with dress down. I think they get to keep the +1/+1. If they go equip here, I think it'll still be big enough. Okay, so they could make... So find a land. So I think it's probably... If we attack, they make a construct that's enormous. We probably can't beat that. I think we have to go... I think it's just Murktide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to kill this. Does this give it trample? Double strike and trample. We're gonna have to... We have to kill this. Let's go Murktide 1, 2. so we can't quite make that big enough. So we might as well do this now. Because we didn't quite have enough stuff, but I think we're probably still dead. Then we're just going to cast a Murktide, but I think it's going to be too slow. Because they're going to make a construct. Which will be enormous. They can equip this. Usually equip 3. So it'll be like a 12-12. No, sorry, a 6-6 with double strike. We might be able to block it favorably though. Don't know, we'll see. Yeah, so we're just gonna go land tap, play Murktide, and then hopefully hope we can block. So yeah, just go Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8/8 Merc. Play Blood Crypt tapped. Pass the turn. Obviously the opponent can just rip another Paladin. Yeah, the second mock shape was pretty rough. So I can make this a 7. I can, well, yeah, it's going to be a 7. And then let's give it plus, gives it +1/+1 as well. Oh, and they have the Nexus. Yeah, I think we're just dead. I don't think we can come back now. They get another hammer. Yeah, this is now an, wait, what? Okay, I'm surprised at that. Because I can still, wait, how big is that? 32, 32. What does this do? +2/+2. If that creature attacking you may... Okay, cool. Well, I just drew that stuff, so fine. So what do we want? We want the untimely. We probably want the deluges. Push is obviously great. Ragavan is really awkward into what they do. I usually cut the Ragavans, I think. Counterspell is okay. Force negation is good. Maybe we don't have time for counterspell. I think we probably do. So these 3 are all good. What about consign? Okay, counters hammer. Cling to dust isn't great. Dress sounds good. Counterspell's fine. I wonder if we don't want counterspell. I think we the trouble with counterspell is Saga. Could consider break the ice just for Urza Saga. Dismember's good. What about preordain and Thoughtseize? I could see cutting some number of I think I'm going to cut a couple iterations for some more interaction. What do we think about consign? Yeah, I think consign against the artifact deck is good. Maybe just 3. Let's try this. Yeah, that sounds great. So we'll go turn 1, Thoughtseize, turn 2 Frog. Hope that's, I mean, that's the amongst the best starts this deck can have. Could go and get basic Swamp. Do you have another fetch land? Yeah, I'm just going to grab a basic, I think, and go Thought Seizing. Right, Surge of Salvation. We do have the Saga. We do have Spell Snare, but Spell Snare is kind of awkward. I think I'm just going to take the Stoneforge. You and permanents gain hexproof. I'm just going to take the threats. We can actually, it's a weird one, but you can counter the ability of as a saga with consign. You can make it so it's not able to make constructs. Okay, another land. So if we go frog, they could play paladin. I think I need to play frog here. I was probably meant to take paladin actually. I was banking on them not having enough artifacts, but they get rid of a nettle cyst. Okay, there's the saga. They can't actually cast a paladin. Oh, they can't. That is a good point. They can't cast a paladin. So they can prevent damage from the frog. Push is okay. I think I'm going to keep my cards in my hand. Ooh, March. That's rough. Didn't expect that one. Well, we can't do anything about it. Land go. I think I'm going to consign the trigger for this to make tokens. Like, I don't think we can beat that. Okay, they play the hammer. They could now play the paladin if they make this into a creature. But that's actually good for us because then we can spell snare and kill this. So go Watery Grave. Push here. Spell snare here. So yeah, they have one card in hand in its Surge of Salvation. Sewers is not good. Well, we'll have that one. Need a threat. So they can't make construct. They will search here. They might go and get like an Ornithopter. I feel like if we can dodge for... Yeah, I mean, we need to dodge for a couple turns, but they are losing more mana here. We need to, yeah, we need them to just not find much. I wonder if they'll go and get, yeah, Ornithopter or... They could run Pithing Needle. They could Pithing Needle. Okay, they do get Ornithopter. So they can Pithing Needle Psychic Frog. Okay, just pass. So we're just going to untap and slam the frog. They do have 2 mana available because of the Mox Opal. Sagada's Aid is scary. Well, Counterspell's actually a really nice draw. So we'll attack here. Opponent might block, in which case we'll obviously discard Blood Crypt. Surge of Salvation. That's actually fine. Don't really care about that one. Yeah, we'll just let this go. We could have done that to kill the Ornithopter, I guess. Rest in peace. Means we can't fly the frog, but I think that's fine. Also stops us casting Murktide, but another frog is good. What if the opponent will block here? No blocks, so we are getting to draw cards now. Shadow. I'm just going to play the next frog. So not playing the shadow. Want to hold up counterspell. Doesn't mean we can't block an Ornithopter. Draw Molten Collapse. Molten Collapse is a good one. I suppose we could just kill the Ornithopter. I'll probably discard Shadow here. Yeah. Colossus Hammer, so we'll counterspell that one. Okay. So I think Consignment's actually really good there. We want that one. Spellsnar's good. What about Preordain? Could cut the Preordains just for more sort of stuff to do. Like, it does help smooth out the draws. Iteration, I think Iteration probably is too slow. I'd even consider cutting the other iteration for Break the Ice. No, I don't think so. I think we'll just go with that. We did see Rest in Peace, but the only card, I mean, Psychic Frog kind of uses, well, it does use the graveyard to jump it, but the only other one is Murktide. Maybe we're meant to trim Murktide, but we're only running 2 as it is. Right, this hand is, I think I have to mulligan. It's close, because we've got the Thoughtseize, we have a Force, like Frog can just take over the game, and we have a Sweeper, but if we miss our second land, we just lose the game, so this is better, like a lot better actually. I think we're just putting Death Shadow back, although going, I think, because we could go turn 1, we're taking 2, 4, 8 life. Shadow would be a 1/1. So we're definitely keeping both lands. I kind of want to hold the Force though. I think it is just Shadow. I think I'd rather play Frog on 2. Okay, opponent finds out, plays an Archive. We did see Surge, so okay, Sewers. What do we think about that? I think I'm just going to play the Grave untapped. Makes the opponent think of Fatal Push, makes the opponent think of Spell Snare. If they play Esper Sentinel, we might just have to dismember it. 2 mana Stoneforge. I think I'm just dismembering this and playing the Frog. Because we have the Force of Negation up. So with that, that's good. I think I'm just going to play the Watery Grave. Because if we draw Molten Collapse, Police Delta is really nice. We probably have to force if they go for a March of Otherworldly Light. Paladin. Okay, so now we force the hammer. Pitch Murktide. Counterspell's really nice. I wonder if I meant to fly the frog. I don't think so. Do we play the sewers first? No. Because I might, if we find Fatal Push or something. Let's attack. They might block. They do block. Let's just discard. Oh, I think it actually has to be sewers now. Because we need to have access to red mana in case we draw any of our red spells. So we're sitting okay with a... Okay, another Stoneforge. If they get Nettle Cyst, I don't think we massively care about this. We can fly over it. We could counterspell. If they get Nettle Cyst, we can't. I think the days where they get Caldra are gone. They got 4 cards in hand. Let me know what you do here. It's close. Do we counter the Stoneforge Mystic? It is a 2-for-1. I think I let it resolve. But then do we counter the hammer? Okay, they get a hammer. I am just going to counter that one now, I think. Let's go and grab a Steam Vents. So now we are going to fly, I think. Consign's actually a really good draw. I think I am going to fly this. I think they don't really... Well... Now they've drawn Consign... No, I think I am going to fly it. We draw a Shadow, which is actually pretty good as well. Question is, do we consign the hammer? I think so, because they play that. Okay, I'm not consigning that one. I suppose they can activate Stoneforge to put hammer into play. Got 4 cards in hand. Paladin. Okay, hopefully they go cast hammer and we can consign both things. Oh no, because they were. This is when it enters. Okay, so we'll just consign that one. And then, okay, we draw another counter spell. We could fly the frog. If we attack with the frog and they dub and they block. I think we go fly this, attack. If we just attack and if they double block the frog, with these two, we discard to kill everything. We didn't actually kill everything though, is the problem. I think I'm going to fly. Like if they block with the Ornithopter, we're kind of okay with that because it's one fewer artifact for Paladin. Saga is our worst enemy here. I am going to counter that one because it draws them a card with Paladin. They could be sitting on the Equipper. Okay, rest in peace. Rest in peace is like annoying, but it's okay. Can't imagine they attack. Dress down. So if we attack with Psychic Frog, they block. I think I'm waiting. I could attack with Shadow. I think I'm just waiting. Dress down like it's fine. We'll dress down if they play an. Well, it's also good. It's good insurance against Urza Saga. Another Sigarda's Aid. Okay, that's quite scary actually, because of Ink Moth. Spell Snare. I actually quite want to land. Well, there's the Saga. So yeah, we're really running out of time now. Okay, that's a good draw. So let's go. So if we go Dismember here, attack with everything, or we could try and get them to block. If we dress down, that would be 13. I think I'm attacking with everything. Surge is awful. See what they do, because we kind of want them to. Okay, that's fine. Although I suppose we want to deal them extra damage, and we're definitely dismembering this anyway. Okay, so they have one card out. They have one card. No creatures. No, if they rip exactly. Hammer. Okay, we're probably fine now. Depending on how they block. Okay, they make a construct. If I dress down now, they just lose, right? If they... I guess they could fetch, turn this into a creature, but then that dies as well. I think we just let that go. See what they do. I think we just let this go. I don't think there's any way we could have done this. If they don't block the shadow. Okay. Yeah. Block. Block. Okay, they saw dress down, I guess. Okay, so now just wait. Because they need creatures. I might actually just consign this, in all honesty. Okay, so they create the thing, and then I'm just going to consign the trigger. And then, yeah, okay. Well, we have a good run there, 4-1. Really, really happy with the deck. I think, yeah, really, really good. Didn't see much of Murktide, but we do only run 2. But the All-Star was just Psychic Frog. Ragavan is good. I really like Ragavan as well. So yeah, really, really, really happy. I think the black-white deck was hard. I did play poorly in that second game. But yeah, something to work on. But yeah, all in all, really, really happy with it. Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed that. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again next time. Cheers.